Well, in the words of Professor Peter Shickley, why, hello there, and welcome to the Thursday show, show 232, in which we are going to do 4 things that involve the word two, or something that sounds like two. I have no real solid theme for this. I just figured we'd go with it and see what came up. So that is where we stand at this moment. Yay me. A couple things to talk about here. Part of it is that I have been looking at and redoing some stuff regarding... I'm about to attempt a dangerous task here. There we go. Regarding some of the songs that I do now already. And one of the things I discovered is there's some songs that just, they don't feel as comfortable as they ought to if I'm going to perform them again and again and again and again and again, which if I do this right, I'm going to do, is I'm going to perform them again and again and again and again and again. And in both cases, it turns out that I had the key wrong. You know, it's not like I'm trained or anything. We are literally making this stuff up as we go along. I am not very good at this, as the disclaimer says down there. So I retuned them. I redid them in a different key. Key's here, hey! And as such, I will now attempt to do these songs in the different key. And I will be doing tomorrow again, so okay, that's another one that we can chalk up for you. And then we're going to close with a popular song about gambling, drunkenness, and defenestration. Yeah, because it's Thursday, and at this point, many of us would like to pitch somebody out a window. So a song about defenestration is right up there in the good ideas category. Let me see here. First, I gotta find the first song I'm gonna do, because I managed to... There we go. You know what it is? I actually put parentheses around part of the title, which is why it doesn't show up in the list in alphabetical order. And the first song that I am going to do is, in fact, Troubadork Ballad, All I Want. And I for the longest time, I had this in a certain key, and it just didn't feel right. Always tune. We tune because we like you. And I redid this one from where it was to where it is now. And I think it's better. It sounds better. It feels better to do. I don't feel like I'm stressing. I'm not going too high. I'm not going too low. I'm in F because F is my effing key. Yeah. This is also to remind me how to strum this particular song. Another idiot in burlap wandering round a blasted pasture trying to attract attention from the people in the Shire. Another idiot in burlap acting out to get some attention, just wants to be famous, if only for a while. 'Cause all I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I desire is just unbridled admiration. I wanna be the most important person at the fair. Got the acting bug in high school, renting costumes, they looked so cool. Hitched my wagon to the fair to see where I could go. These villagers are my sis and brothers, all shout louder than the others, because at Ren Fair everyone's the star of their own show. 'Cause all I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I desire is just unbridled admiration. I wanna be the most important person at the fair. Worked all year to make my costume, hands on every single button. The research that went into this just borders on obscene. So pardon me if I sound grumpy, but I feel so blasted frumpy. Why does that one get all the attention just 'cause she's the queen? 'Cause all I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I desire is just unbridled admiration. I wanna be the most important person at the fair. Want this virus to go away, playing safe so we can all go play. Staying home all year long has got me feeling really rough. No shows and I feel quite pathetic from this stupid old pandemic. Let me out into the fair and let me strut my stuff. 'Cause all I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I desire is just unbridled admiration. I wanna be the most important person at the fair. All I want is for everyone to love me. All I need is for everyone to care. All I demand is your undivided attention. I wanna be the most important person at the fair. I wanna be the most important person in this chair. I wanna be in a winter's tale except pursued by a bear. That went about as well as we could have expected it to go, I think. And did I blow the instrument out of tune? Shockingly, no, I did not blow the instrument out of tune, which is good. There are some things that I'm finding, some commonalities, as I continue to do this, and a lot of it is going to be that, you know, if you don't enjoy doing the songs and the songs don't feel right, then doing the songs will never feel good and you will be less inclined to do them. So I get to tune the songs and I get to redo the songs and I get to just mess with them because they're my songs mostly, which is convenient and kind of nice, really. The next song I'm going to do is not one of my songs. The next song I'm going to do is, in fact, older than everyone who could possibly watch this because it was from the 1800s, which also means it's conveniently well out of copyright. Yes! And that is a little music hall song that was covered by the Kingston Trio, but was also covered by the Muppets covering the Kingston Trio. And it's one we can blame Kay on because Kay pointed this out to me, so thanks, dude. It is, of course, Tomorrow. I love this song. It's just fun. It really is. There we go. And we're off. I started on the journey about a year ago to town called Morrow in the state of Ohio. I'd never been much of a traveler, and I really didn't know that Morrow was the hardest place I'd ever try to go. So I went down to the station for my ticket and applied for tips regarding Morrow, not expecting to be guided. Said, "Hi, my friend, I'd like to go to Morrow and return no later than tomorrow, for I have a time to burn." Says he to me, "Now let me see if I have heard you right. You'd like to go tomorrow and return tomorrow night. You should have gone tomorrow, yesterday, and back today, for the train that goes tomorrow is a mile upon its way. If you had gone tomorrow, yesterday, now don't you see, you could have gone tomorrow and returned today at 3 today. Train today, tomorrow, if the schedule is right. Today it goes tomorrow and returns tomorrow night." Says I, "My friend, it seems to me you're talking through your hat. There is a town named Morrow on the line, now tell me that." "There is," says he, "but take from me a quiet little tip. To go from here to Morrow is a 14-hour trip. The train today tomorrow leaves today at 8:05. At 10:30 tomorrow is the time it should arrive. So if from here to Morrow is a 14-hour jump, can you go today tomorrow and get back today, you chump?" Said I, "I'd like to go tomorrow, but can I go today and get tomorrow by tonight if there is no delay?" "Well, else is he to me, and I got nothing more to say. Can't get anywhere tomorrow and get back again today." Said I guess you know it all, but kindly let me say, how can I get tomorrow if I leave this town today? Said he, "You cannot go tomorrow anymore today, because the train that goes tomorrow is a mile upon its way." I was so disappointed, I was mad enough to swear. The train had gone tomorrow and had left me standing there. The man was right in telling me I was a howling jay. I could not go tomorrow, so I guess in town I'll stay. Nice. That still feels good. I am still working on that one. That one I do not have memorized. Theoretically, I have some of these songs memorized. However, since I'm doing most of them to a new key, I am not trying to play them by memory, because I have suffered a number of blows to the head in my life, and consequently do not trust my own cognition to properly map the songs out. I could probably do the next one by memory if I wanted to, but I kind of don't want to try yet. I think I need to work this one in the new key a few dozen more times before I do that. And the next song I'm going to do is, in fact, a song that I wrote as kind of a, well, I need to have some kind of Irish song, and then so I looked at the big chart of all the things you can write about an Irish song about, and the Fae have stolen away my X. X being a variable is a very common theme. So I figured, why don't we turn this one on its head a little bit, where you're actively pursuing the Fae. And as a matter of fact, you may have seen a few of these where someone's like standing in the middle of a prayer and he's like, "Oh dear, I certainly hope no Fae come and abduct me, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa." And you just have this mental image of the Fae hiding behind things going, is they still out there? They're still out there. If we leave really quietly, they won't notice us sneaking off. Which is where I came up with the title of the next song, which is "I Couldn't Run Away with the Fae. The Fae Ran Away from Me." As a traditional Irish song, they usually start in A or D. And so I tried starting it in D, but I noticed something. When I try to sing this in D, I start out sounding like a necktie tenor. A necktie tenor is a tenor who sounds like he's singing that he's being strangled by his own necktie while he sings. So I said, well, what happens if I take it down to C? Because I know for a fact my voice is higher than I think it is. I've lived with it my entire life. I think my voice is a reasonable pitch. Everyone else tells me my voice is higher than I think it is. And I realized if I try to sing this normally, to me, it's probably going to hit the correct Irish tenor pitch for the rest of you heathens. And that's why we're going to try this. My life was a shambles, I wished I were dead, but I decided I'd live with the fairies instead. So I found me a circle, a space I had known, but when I pled my case, the fairies had flown. My dreams of adventure had all blown away, the problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. I went to a mushroom ring out in the field, left cakes and honey and hoped it would yield a chance to leave my world and live with a fae. Cakes, honey, and fairies were all gone next day, and bloody cheat fairies had all run away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away, the problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. Why? Well, the queen of the fairies, she heard my lament. In a big cloud of glitter, she popped up and went. We've heard your petition, but have to say nay. Stop begging to get us to haul you away. My dreams of adventure had all blown away, the problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. I asked why I could not be into the fae. She said, for you, boyo, you can't go that way. She said, you are a rare one, but we'll tell you true. Immortal life's complex and without you. With you here, we just don't know what you get us into. My dreams of adventure had all blown away, the problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. You know we've been watching, you're known far and wide. I said that's a bit on the stalkerish side. You can't live here forever, but you can visit. You see, just remember the cater, BYOB. We are not getting you on a technicality. My dreams of adventure had all blown away, the problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away from me. One more time, extra resentful. My dreams of adventure had all blown away, the problem was quite plain to see. Oh, I couldn't run away with the fae ran away, the fae ran away, the fae ran away from me. Y'all, okay. The three of us together are the completely subverting expectations Tabernacle Choir. That's myself, Kay, and Izzy. And I have a very rudimentary knowledge of why my voice would be higher than y'all's. And part of it has to do with the length of the neck. I have a short neck. It goes from here to here. That's it. Nothing. Yes, the Subverting Expectations Tabernacle Choir. I'm rather proud of that myself. We'll get badges made. Yes. And as such, because my neck is short, my voice is higher pitched. Amy's neck is longer than my neck. Amy is little. 5 foot 3/4 of an inch tall. Very important 3/4 of an inch. Tell you that story later. But she is a contralto. Her voice is lower pitched than the average woman's voice. She can sing most bass. When we harmonize, it is completely screws with people because I'm up here in Cloud Cuckoo Land and she's down here holding down the bottom of the song. So
that's where that is. Now, I think, and by the way, any screw-ups that I did on that song were because I actually screwed up the chord chart here. I'm pointing to the thing that's directly below the camera. But it's instead of... And I think that actually helps a lot. If I was playing this on the baritone ukulele, then the E would actually be lower than the D, and that would be good. But, you know, I won't always have a baritone ukulele on my hands, and as long as I have one of these bad boys, I think C, G, D works. You may notice something. I've certainly noticed it. All these songs have certain chords in common. Very definitely C, very definitely G, occasionally D, and occasionally F. And I was worried about that. I was worried about that a great deal. Because I don't want people to think that all my songs sound the same. Until I remember something that the great Waylon Jennings said about a country music songwriter named Tom T. Hall. Tom T. Hall was very big in the 60s and 70s. And he said of Mr. Hall, I love all of Tom T. Hall's songs and both of his melodies. And that's how that works out. So I'm not as worried about it as I used to be. Now, my friends. Yeah, it is that time. It is time to sing a happy little song. Children, join me, will you? A happy little song about gambling, drunkenness, und defenestration, ja. I was gambling in Helsinki, down upon mein luck, or a lot to these big Flemish guys. I felt that I was stuck. I thought I was a goner, sure surrounded by mine foes. Then I remembered Hasselhoff, and he solved all mine woes. Or he wrote the informative and very useful manual of defense in which he depicts the Hasselhoff maneuver. You might be able to guess what it is. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blow. Just grab them by the crotch and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Well, I made my way out of there and I fled down to the bar. I happily sipped lager, maybe 2 or 15 jars. Some massive Swedish mercenary spoke ill of my ma. I did not think I could escape this barrel quite unscarred. And then I remembered I still had my copy of the Hasselhoff Manual of Defense right here. I asked the enormous Flemish angry person to wait just a moment, Minuten, Peter, and I found I took out the bookmark, read through, put the bookmark back in, said, all right, we're good, let's go. Then I grabbed him by the crotch, and I threw him out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blow. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. I had gathered quite the crowd by the great feat I did perform. I ordered me another round, for I had grown quite warm. When time to pay the bill came, please for credit were all scorned. And so I tried to stand my ground, my fate was quite forewarned. For I discovered, at this very bar in Helsinki, currently between wars, the master of defense, Oscar Hasselhoff himself, was working part-time and for drinks as a bouncer. I was through. Master Hasselhoff, I am so pleased to meet you.
would you please sign my manual of defense? It took a moment for us to find the crayon. And then he very carefully signed it for me. Then he grabbed me by the crotch and he threw me out the window. Well, I was darned effective, I thought, as I was passing through. He grabbed me by the crotch and he threw me out the window. Yes, it seems defenestration works on me as well as you. Come now, happy children, sing the lovely song, yeah? Just grabs him by the crotch once and throws him out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blow. Just grabs him by the crotch once and throws him out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Grabs him by the crotch and throws him out the window. Available wherever violent books are sold. Ow. And so we come, giddy with violence, gleeful with ferocity, and slightly defenestrated, to the end of another relatively nicely successful Tobias the Adequate Troubadork show, and a week of those shows. As a matter of fact, thank you guys so much. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. Without you here, what I do is even harder to explain and justify. Without you there, I am just a man beating on an instrument and shouting into the void. And as such, I have questioned myself, why do I love to do that song? And I think a lot of it is therapeutic. All of us have, at one time or another, want to just heave someone through a window. And although heaving someone out through a window in an unplanned environment is dangerous, and I would not recommend it, singing about it just makes you feel good. I could feel myself getting giddier as the song progressed. On most days, I am not even vaguely justified. One time I was actually full block justified, but it's much wider than necessary. That's a typeface gag. If you got that, you're as much of a multidisciplinary nerd as I am. And welcome to the show. And so, well, we do live in a capitalistic society. Let's get this out of the way. Tip jars are over here. PayPal.me/theadequate. Venmo @theadequate. I would thank Alicia, Eric, Robert, Rick, Emily, and Miranda for putting some money in the tip jar there. And I would like to thank my very supportive, very patient, and bewilderingly tolerant Patreon patrons at patreon.com/theadequate. And I'm talking to you, Jen, Joe, Alexi, Austin, Chris, Teppo, Shay, Linda, Ann, Stephen, Rob, Alicia, Relly, BK, Richard, Brian, and Lorena, my Patreon patrons past and future. Y'all are wonderful. The $10 a month level is the You're So Darn Smart, You Write a Song. And I think we may be putting some artisanal gibberish on the line as well, because we are going to be doing that. Why? Well, I'll tell you why in a moment. You can find me on the interwebs at theadequate.com, Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. I am @theadequate, TikTok and Tumblr. I am at Tobias the Adequate, SoundCloud.com. I am SoundCloud.com/Matthew-Laird because the Adequate was already taken. The most recent track on there is the Cosmic Mix of Space Burrito, Burrito in Space. I'm very pleased with it. It's probably the most produced piece of music I have made so far. I have a book. I will have to go over here and get a book because I have already mailed up the book that I had over here. Behold, my works, ye mighty and despair. Yes, Artisanal Gibberish, Volume 1, reprinted by the good folks at unrulyvoices.com, an imprint of Paper Angel Press. We are releasing this book to the world, an unsuspecting universe, a week from Saturday. And 2 weeks from Saturday. No, is it a week from Saturday? It is a week from Saturday. We are releasing it into the world on the 15th. On the 22nd, we are having a book release party, event, online thing. I have no idea what we're going to do in it. There'll be some questions and some answers and some giveaways, and I will probably write new stuff because I have absolutely nothing better to do with my time. You can also, of course, check out THUD Bucket. That's death metal you can laugh at. Available anywhere, any service with the word music in it. Also, thudbucket.bandcamp.com. We are on the YouTubes. We are on the Facebook. We are working on more videos. We have a 10-track album. We already have 4 videos. Soon we may have 10. I don't know. Things are changing. We're in what we call a rapidly evolving situation, to quote Fisheye from Snow Crash. And if you got that reference, you're also a giant nerd, and truly I have found my people. That's really everything. When I see y'all commenting and interacting, it makes me happy. It makes me really happy. Because I know we have all spent far more of this time during this pandemic sequestered for the good of ourselves and for the good of society. And even if we are all hardcore introverts, and I am an introvert, I just need a bewildering amount of validation. It's nice to be able to get out and talk and see and do. And I myself am fully vaccinated. I would strongly advocate getting vaccinated. It should not be as hard as it was earlier, because at this point we just want to get as many people stuck as we can as we try to approach herd immunity. I want to at least get all the smart people stuck so we approach nerd immunity. Yes, I went there, and I'll go there again. Because when we do have a chance to gather together, yeah, there's going to be a lot of gathering and laughing and hugging, and we're all going to make it weird. We have all committed that we're going to make it weird. Gloriously weird. Virtual fist bump. Don't punch your computer screen. It's a bad idea. Trust me on this one. And that's enough out of me. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Be kind. Be safe. Be silly. Be adequate. Be decent. Do what you can. Rest. Take care of yourselves. Because y'all are important. Y'all are important to me. Not just as an audience. You are my peer group. Without you, I am Vox Clematis in Deserto. Man, voice crying in the wilderness, as opposed to Vox Clematis in Desert Card, which is a man screaming into a sheet cake. Y'all have been wonderful. I am Tobias the Adequate and continue to be. I'll see you all next time, next week. Take care. Aloha.